Morning y'all, I'm Dustine, and in honor of Mario being publicly executed in March 31st, I wondered what about to talk about the game that started it all. No, nope, not that one, nope, there we go.
Super Mario 64, the game that paved the way for future 3D Mario games and even became the basis of all future 3D platforming games before it, and the game that many childhoods were often associated with. I mean, what other game could that be?
What is this?
Whilst being very polygonal and the graphics weren't that too good at the time, it was the big thing back then, the entrance to a new era of video games.
But why is this still relevant to this day?
There are still people breaking speedrunning world records, people making mods for the game, and generally, still being talked about. To be honest, I am the most least acceptable candidate to analyze this game that was released before I was even born, like way back in 1996. I never even experienced it on our original N64 console, but my views are still the same as yours. This game was phenomenal back at its time, and the fact that it's still being talked about and mentioned to this day is just amazing. When you boot up the game, you are greeted with this, Mario head, one which you can deform and stretch and squeeze the heck out of.
That's torture for him. Moving on.
Why is it called Super Mario 64? I mean, besides the fact that the game is 64 bits and the console is literally named the Nintendo 64, why can't they just call it, I don't know, Super Mario 3D? I mean, it was the first 3D Mario game. There was like, it wasn't called Zelda 64 or Pokemon 64. All of those titles have different and unique names. No one counts like
1, 2, 3, 64.
Apparently, there was a sequel to this game called Super Mario 128. Someone thought of this. They probably just woke up in the middle of the night and said,
128 bits.
The title of the game has always been pretty odd to me. But you know what isn't odd? The theme of the game. I retract that statement.
sunken ships, sunken town, underground basement, haunted houses, the list goes on.
Nintendo approved this.
This game is just so unsettling. That's why it has so many creepypastas and mysteries surround it.
Okay, since I now mentioned mysteries, I am now obligated to mention this mystery called the Alice Real 2401 mystery. If you don't know what that is, basically in Princess Peach's courtyard, there is a statue and the plaque says, supposedly says Alice Real 2401, maybe hinting that Luigi is playable and unlockable in Super Mario 64. Obviously, that wasn't true. Maybe I don't know. I mean, it obviously doesn't say Alice Real 2401. Out of all things, I don't get it. I don't know how they come up with this. I mean, thankfully it wasn't Catastrophe Crow. Well, in all seriousness, it's literally just Eternal Star. It just reads Eternal Star. I mean, the statue is literally of a star, so there's nothing else to it. But then, the biggest plot twist happened.
On July 25th, 2020, well after exactly 24 years and 1 month after the game was released, leaks suffice revealing that Luigi was actually intended to be playable but was cut due to either no time to polish him in time for Nintendo 64's release, because remember, it was a launch title for that console, or there just wasn't enough space for him. Either way, I think it's pretty cool that we found it exactly 24 years and 1 month after the game was released. Like, 2401 was real, I guess, but would you know, the plaque also got reused in Ocarina of Time. So does that mean...
I'm calling it. Luigi's unlockable in Ocarina of Time.
while Mario has lots of cool powers and abilities that he uses to traverse through the Mushroom Kingdom.
But did you know that he can walk through walls, disappear, and fly? He can also build up hyperspeed, he can also travel to parallel universes, and so much more that the normal human can't do. Even Luigi can't do that.
The speedruns. They are so wonderful and scary at the same time. How in the world can they do this? I mean, sure, video games aren't a waste of your life and can bring you to magical worlds with different stories each one has to offer. But this,
Yeah, I don't care much about the story.
these people are just crazy committed and devoted to their work. Why? The pressure beach speedrun. Always gotta go fast in their heads.
Let's talk parallel universes.
So there's this running joke where Mario can traverse to parallel universes. Nothing much to say there. Moving on. I don't care what you say about this game. This is a game that revolutionized 3D platforming for years to come. It is an adventure, a world where you completely do anything you want besides the main game. You make your own side quests, you make your own personal mysteries about the game.
Looks like I'm not sleeping tonight.
This is your own personal sandbox. But it is still painfully average and there's no disagreeing with that sentence.
Well, good thing it's the only platformer on the N64. Only one. Only one. Only one. Only one. I'm glad I don't live in a parallel universe where this existed.